The Board of County Commissioners zoning hearing on Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. It's 9:30 a.m. And if the clerk could call the roll.
Commissioner Barnett?
Here.
Commissioner Baxter?
Here.
Commissioner Bernard?
Here.
Vice Mayor Marino?
Here.
Mayor Sachs?
Here.
Commissioner Weiss?
Here.
Commissioner Woodward?
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll stand for the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Lord, today we are about to do the business of the people, but there is one amongst us who we know well, who has lost a loving member of her family. And in her sorrow, may she find moments of peace. In her pain, may she feel our support and care. Grant her the strength to face each day and the courage to remember her son.
Grant her the strength to face each day and the courage to remember her son with tenderness and love. May she find solace in cherished memories and hope in the promise of brighter days ahead. Amen.
Amen.
Stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Weiss. All right, we're going to proceed. And have we received notice? Has notice been given?
Yes.
Very good. Do we have proof of publication?
Yes, we do.
Very good. If I could have a
I motion to receive and file.
All right, I have a second by Commissioner Woodward. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. Now if we could have, since there's a zoning here, if we could have the swearing in of anybody who wishes to testify.
All those wishing to testify or speak on today's quasi-judicial items, please rise and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Very good. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, we have a few amendments. Item 1, PDD DOA 2023-848 Valencia Cove. There's a modification to the agenda to correct a reference to an OR book and page. On item number 2, Z 2023-850 1 Mile Property, same modification to an OR book and page in the staff report. And then item number 3, ABN ZBZ CA 2023-669 Peace Village. We're amending the Class A conditional use within Exhibit C3 to delete an environmental condition number 1.
Very good. If I could have a motion to adopt the agenda as amended. I have a first from the Vice Mayor, a second from Commissioner Baxter. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. Okay, we are going to go into the consent agenda at this time. Is there anybody who wishes to withdraw any items from the consent agenda? Seeing no one. Commissioner Weiss.
Yes. Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda as amended.
Very good. Do I have a second? But first, before we do that, we're going to do disclosures on the consent agenda at this time. So I'm going to start from my left. Commissioner Barnett, do you have any disclosures on the consent agenda as we have received it?
Thank you, Mayor. On item number 1, I have no verbal communication. We do have correspondence to be filed with the clerk, no site visit. Item number 2, no disclosures. Item number 3, I've had verbal communications with Carol Bowen and Mitchell Rosenstein. No correspondence, no site visit. Those are all my disclosures for the consent.
Thank you very much. And Commissioner Woodward, any disclosures?
Thank you, Mayor. No disclosures for items 1 or 2. For item 3, Peace Village, I have verbal communication with Carol Bowen and Mitchell Rosenstein and email correspondence.
Very good. Thank you. Commissioner Weiss.
Yes. Thank you, Mayor. On items 1 and 2, no disclosure. Item 3, I had verbal communication with Jennifer Morton, Lauren McClellan, Pastor Sheila, Carol Bowen, and my staff spoke to Mitch Rosenstein. I received email correspondence, and I had a site visit.
Oh, very good, thank you. And Commissioner Bernard?
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. No disclosures on item 1 and 2. And for item 3, I've had verbal communications with Cody Rogers, Andres DeFelice, Mitch Rosenstein, Ellen Bogdanoff, and Carol Bowen. But I'm going to add Lauren McKellen and Jennifer Morton because I meet with them so many times. I don't know if I met with them on this one.
That sounds interesting. All right, go right ahead. Thank you, sir. Commissioner Baxter.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, no disclosures on 1 and 2, and I have emails with my office have been received for item number 3 and filed with the clerk. Verbal, I've had verbal communications with Mitchell Rosenstein, Carol Bowen, and I'll also add Lauren and Jennifer Morton. And we did not pull any names, but if the clerk would please add the previously listed, just in an abundance of caution, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And Vice Mayor Marino.
I have no disclosures on 1, 2, or 3, and if that changes, I will let the clerk know.
Very good, thank you. And the mayor has disclosures on item number 1, verbal communications with Jennifer Morton, receive and file emails. Item number 2, verbal communications with Jennifer Morton, receive and file emails. Item number 3, verbal communications with Senator Bogdanoff, Mitch Rosenstein, and I've received and filed emails. That completes all the disclosures. So we have a first on the approval of the consent agenda as amended, and I have a second from Commissioner Woodward. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. Very good. Very nice, thank you. Commissioner Baxter and then Commissioner Weiss.
Mayor, I realized once I was looking through this that it was Valencia Cove, I believe, I thought was on the regular, or excuse me, number 3, Peace Village, I thought was on
The consent?
or I thought it was on regular, and it looks like Valencia Cove. Is that regular or consent to verify?
That
Because it
is,
says consent, right?
Peace Village is on consent.
And Valencia Cove is number 1, though, is on consent. I'd like to at least discuss that with the board, so if we could just remove it. Yeah, sorry, I turned on my light late, but it's up to you.
Okay. Would you like to pull then?
Number 1.
Number
I'd like to make
1?
the motion to pull number 1 from
Okay.
consent.
Is there anybody who would be opposed to?
Yeah, because you've already voted on it, one way of bringing it back into the forum would be to do a motion to reconsider.
Right.
Okay. So I'd like to make the motion to reconsider the pulling item 1
Of
from
number
the
1,
consent.
Valencia Cove?
And I'd also point out, I believe number 2 was contingent on item 1. So if number 1 was pulled, then I believe number 2 would also have to be.
Okay. So there is a motion on the floor to reconsider the unanimous vote on number 1 and number 2 on the consent agenda. Do I have a second for that motion to reconsider? See none.
That's fine.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Baxter. Okay. Then we're going to move on then to the regular agenda. Yes. I'm sorry. Commissioner Weiss, you have a comment.
I'll be very brief, but I wanted to acknowledge the Peace Village project and working with the church. This is really a wonderful opportunity for our community to have affordable, real affordable housing. And I would just want to send my thanks to the church, to your board, and the folks working together to make this happen. Hats off to you, and hopefully we'll see other churches stepping up and houses of worship to help make sure that we have housing for those that most need it in our community.
Thank you, Commissioner Weiss. I think you did a site visit as well over there. I was very impressed with looking at the plans of of this Peace Village, that the open space may be converted into a dog park, because the folks there who live there, the seniors, will have possibility of having dogs live with them. And that way it's a nice time for everybody to come together at these dog parks. And also, I love the idea of calling it Peace Village. It's a beautiful idea, and hats off to the developer and hats off to the church. And I just look forward to a lot of our seniors being able to live right there at Peace Village. So I echo your sentiments, and I hope that there would be more of those. Thank you, Commissioner Weiss, and thank you, folks, for putting together a beautiful development. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the regular agenda. And are there any, let me see, I guess we're looking at our staff.
Items
Yes.
4 and 5 are a combination. We have a future land use amendment for item number 4, small scale for Lantana Plaza, and the companion zoning application. I don't believe we have any cards for them.
No.
Would you like a presentation from the agent and staff on these two items?
Okay, no, we don't have any cards.
Would you like a presentation from
Do we
staff and
like
the
a
agent?
presentation? Let me ask the board. It seems like you've all pretty well reviewed this item with us. It was a comprehensive review that we had from you, so I think we're pretty knowledgeable on this area. So we could proceed without a staff presentation. And I do believe that these two items that I'm looking at, Mr. Attorney, are combined 4 and 5, but we will take separate votes.
Take separate votes, and then when you get to 5,
We
you'll
have
do
3.
disclosures.
Okay, very good. So, looking at the regular agenda for the Lantana Plaza, do we have any comments or questions by members of the board? Okay, seeing none. I have a light on. I'm sorry, Commissioner Barnett.
Yes, Mayor, may I make
Go
a
right ahead.
motion at this time to adopt an ordinance approving item 4?
Oh, did you want to go ahead? Okay, very good. A first by Commissioner Barnett, a second by Commissioner Weiss. Everybody approved, nobody opposed. See that it passes unanimously. And let me see. Put my glasses on, I can see where we are. Now we go into disclosures on this item, and I'm going to start now on my right with Commissioner Barnett. Commissioner Baxter and then Commissioner Barnett.
For item number, are we just disclosing 5?
Yes.
We've received, my office has received emails which have been filed with the clerk, and we have had verbal discussions with Don Herring, Jean Ducharme, Joe Weisselberg, and Jack Cooney, potentially.
Thank you. Commissioner Barnett? Yep.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. For item 5, I've had verbal communications with Don Herring and Jean Ducharme. Thank you.
Go ahead, Commissioner Weiss.
Thank you, Mayor. On item number 5, Lantana Plaza, I had verbal communications with Don Herring, Jack Cooney, Joe Weisselberg, and Jean Ducharme, and received email correspondence.
Good. Commissioner Woodward.
Thank you, Mayor. On item number 5, I had verbal communication with Don Herring, Jean Ducharme, Joe Weisselberg, Jack Cooney, and email correspondence.
Very good. And Commissioner Barnett.
I've had verbal communications with Don Herring, Jean Ducharme, Joe Weisselberg, and Jack Cooney. Correspondence to receive and file. No
Thank you.
site visit.
And no site visit. Okay. And the Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I have verbal communications with Don Herring, Jack Cooney, Joe Weisselberg, and Jean Ducharme, and correspondence which has been filed with the clerk.
And the mayor's had communications with Don Herring, Jean Ducharme, and received and filed emails. Okay. At this point, we are going to go forward on 5A. And I don't think we need any staff presentation at this time on 5A. So I think we're open, unless there's any questions or comments by the board, we are open to a motion.
Mayor?
And we have a motion from Commissioner Barnett and a second.
Thank you.
By the Vice Mayor. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. Moving on to 5B, and I am looking for any questions or comments by members of the board to the staff. All right, then I'm looking for a first.
A motion to approve resolution, adopt a resolution approving item 5B.
Very good, by Commissioner Barnett, and a second by Commissioner Weiss. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. Moving right on to 5C.
Make a motion to adopt a resolution approving item 5C.
Very good, and I have a second by Commissioner Weiss. All those for, anybody opposed? See that it passes unanimously. And I think that we did a very good job here today. Are there any, this is the end of the regular agenda. And this is maybe the new beginning of what we can take care of these. But County Attorney, do you have any comments?
No comments.
Planning Director? Zoning Director?
No comments.
Executive Director?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah.
Just a couple of updates on directives. I'll make it quick. For the June 18th workshop, we're going to be coming back with a workforce housing overview of that, and also board directive regarding density bonuses, and we're going to be addressing that in July. And then as a piggyback to that in June, I'm sorry, not in July, in June 18th. And then July 9th workshop, we're going to be talking about traffic concurrency and the development monitoring and the status of that with the engineering department. So stay tuned. That'll be fun and exciting. And then just to follow up from some of the briefings that we've been giving on the request to record the development review officer meetings, we've kind of update you on those details, but we are happy to say that we've taken that deeper dive, trying to respond to maybe what precipitated that request. And we've been working with industry and working with the development review agencies, and feel like we've accomplished that task, and are implementing some new changes that we feel we're getting a lot of really good feedback on. So just wanted to reiterate that for you all.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Carroll. Okay, Deputy County Administrator.
No comments.
Now let's go to our commissioners, and I'm going to start with my right. Commissioner Baxter, do you have any comments at all?
Thank you, Mayor. Some updates. So yesterday, I had joined the Ag Enhancement Council meeting with staff, and some great updates. We are trying to look at how this board was intended and council was intended to be used. And we came across a resolution that, basically, they're not being used to the potential of what they were intended to do. And so we are looking at ways to enhance that. So there are some directions with that in mind that there was some subjects brought up at yesterday's meeting that they would like to add 2 seats. One would be a representative of agritourism, and the other one of being a representative for urban farmer, I believe was the title, if I'm remembering correctly. So I would like staff to please follow up on potentially amending that resolution and bring it back to this board. And also, if we could, we have a problem within the industry finding an abundance of people who have the time to serve on that board. And the county has currently, I guess, passed a with few exemptions, across the board kind of limits of 3-year, 3-term limits on boards. Unfortunately, the agriculture board, a lot of farmers are busy, and rightfully so, so we don't get a ton of people signing up for it. So I would like us to potentially consider a resolution that allows a farmer, obviously you still have to be voted in every 3 years, or, representative of those industries to stay beyond that total of 9 years, just because I want to make sure we have somebody from every industry represented.
That's a good idea.
So if we could exempt them, I would greatly appreciate it. From the max.
I don't know if we can exempt just one representative, a representative from one industry.
No, I mean the board as a whole. So like right
Okay,
now, we have
everybody on the
certain,
board then would
correct.
be
We have
exempt.
certain boards that are exempt from
Right,
that, or,
right.
but this one I'd like to add to
Can
that.
we, Mr. Attorney, how do we,
They bring us a resolution back. This isn't,
right.
Mayor, if I could, help you on that one. The board recently amended for the Impact Fee Review Committee, the term limit piece on it 6-8 months ago, a year ago, somewhere in that effect. If it's the board's direction, you want to follow the same path. I think I need to go back and look at that resolution, created no cap on it. And if that's the direction we would need.
Baxter.
That would be amazing.
Okay. Good, thank you.
And I believe, Whitney, was there, I feel like I'm forgetting one. Was there another resolution that we had discussed potentially? Those are the only two? Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, staff, for all your help and participating.
Thank you. Commissioner Bernard, any comments?
Just one quick comment. Yesterday, I was able to attend the Smart Landlord conversation that Community Services had put on, and Commissioner Barnett was there and he presented. And so just want to thank staff and the landlords who were there for that event. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And Commissioner Weiss?
No comments.
Commissioner Woodward?
I just wanted to remind everyone, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and Monday, I know there's several events around the county. I'll be at the South County one, and everyone remember to honor those that were lost. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Woodward. Commissioner Barnett?
Thank you, Mayor. If it's appropriate at this time, I'd like to reappoint Barbara Roth to Planning Commission. That's a district appointment. I would also like to thank you, Commissioner Bernard. I didn't see you there yesterday. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to say hello. Sasha told me you were there after I had already left. And everyone have a very peaceful and restful Memorial Day weekend.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner Barnett. And Vice Mayor?
For once, I have no comments.
Good, okay. And I'd just like to thank everybody for a speedy resolution of the issues that were before us today. And Veterans Park, I'll probably see Commissioner Woodward there. And I recall that it's always a good idea to visit servicemen at the VA hospital. I see a lot of people go to cemeteries, but I remember when my dad was at the VA hospital, he'd love, and all the guys and gals would love to see people just come in and just chat, just talk. It means so much to our servicemen and women. So I want to thank everybody for a very good week, and I look forward to a nice long weekend and see you next week. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned.